Fellow members of the Casper Country Club, I'm Chris Bradfield. I am honored to serve as the Casper Country Club's Board of Directors President. 2021 marks our club's 100th anniversary. The Casper Country Club has been a place where 5 generations of Central Wyoming families have recreated, socialized, and promoted commerce. Our community has benefited from this special place along East Elkhorn Creek at the base of Casper Mountain. I come to you at a time when the Casper Country Club needs your support. We have deferred needed capital improvements for too long. First, our parking lot is in disrepair. Being the first impression for every member, guest, and employee, it needs to reflect the quality of the asset under our stewardship. Second, the golf course irrigation system needs replaced. We have been fortunate to have fantastic grounds crews. Randy and now Scott have held it together, but the time has come where this is not sustainable. And third, we would like to better the poolside food and beverage. This could serve golfers at the turn, outside dining, parties, and pool goers. It should be a better driver of member satisfaction and club revenue. These 3 capital improvements are needed for our club's future. To accomplish the improvements, we would hire Landscapes Unlimited to be the contractor for the irrigation system, get bids on the parking lot options CEPI has generated and estimated, and solidify pool area food and beverage improvements. We have received a full bid from Landscapes Unlimited for a guaranteed maximum price of $2,570,000. Earlier this week, I recorded a conversation discussing the project with our superintendent, Scott McMillian. It will be the last 2/3 of this podcast. The parking lot would be renovated and a full-service bar would be created poolside, enabling better food and beverage service. The parking lot and poolside improvement would not exceed $1 million, making for a total capital need of no more than $3,570,000. These improvements are financeable with a capital dues increase of $95 per month at a membership of 300. We are currently at 312 full-time equivalent members. The proposed dues increase breaks down to $95 per month for the resident category, that's members over 35 years old, $71.25 per month for the single category, $47.50 per month for the graduate category, that is members under 35 years old, and $11.88 per month for social members. This capital dues increase is needed by April of this year, enabling us to hire Landscapes Unlimited, giving them sufficient lead time for this fall's construction season, and allowing us to procure the needed financing. Parking lot and poolside improvements would go to bid to coincide with the irrigation system installation. Major construction projects would commence this September, with completion early summer of 2022. The debt service would be locked in at current low interest rates. Ballots are planned to be mailed by mid-March, with 15 days to return. The capital dues increase needs over half of the returned ballots to vote yes. More details on the proposed improvements and dues increase can be found at caspercountryclub.com/improve. We invite you to attend a member meeting on Thursday, March 4th at 6 p.m. in the club's ballroom. We will discuss the capital improvements and the proposed dues increase. If you are out of town or cannot make the meeting, it will be live streamed and recorded on the club's YouTube channel. Search Casper Country Club in YouTube and you can set a reminder for the meeting. Our management and board have been working to improve the club, and these efforts are showing. The restaurant remodel and new menu were introduced to begin the year. The clubhouse will be open for food and beverage 7 days a week during the golfing season. We're recruiting new members with an initiation fee holiday through the end of April. The best member experience is the goal. I want future generations to be able to enjoy this club. Your vote for the dues increase is needed for the next 100 years of the Casper Country Club. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to your board of directors, Scott McMillian, Bob O'Neill, or Dale Telford. Thanks for your time and support. Next is the conversation I had with Scott about our golf course irrigation system. Hey, I'm Chris Bradfield. I'm your 2021 Casper Country Club Board of Directors President, and I'm here with Scott McMillian, our superintendent. If any of the members haven't had a chance to talk to him, I strongly encourage you to do so. We're extremely lucky to have him and wanted to have a quick conversation for anybody that isn't able to talk to him one-on-one. So, Scott, thanks for being here.
Oh, absolutely. Let's sort of start off by describing the irrigation system as it is. It's definitely at the end of its lifespan. Pipes are coming apart. They're beginning to fail in the electrical connections. There are lots of issues. So really, we're spending more time fixing the irrigation system than we are improving the golf course. And that's really not our goal. It's beyond the point of let's just put some new heads on it. It's beyond the point of let's just hire somebody to dig a few holes. It could fail in a catastrophic way really at any time. The pumps are just as compromised as the rest of the irrigation system.
Yeah, that's my fear. If you actually did lose and weren't able to water, you could literally lose the golf course.
You could probably still get some water down, but it would pull away from absolutely everything else that we do. Advantages to having an irrigation system. The present system that we have is so old that you really can't water the golf course correctly. It's just big cannons shooting water everywhere. We've been able to get enough water out to green up the golf course for presentation, but we really haven't been able to water correctly to get the same amount of water on the greens that it needs and the water in the bunkers that they need. So there's a whole bunch of improvements just in playability. Sure. Quality of the turf over time is going to improve when you're watering it correctly and you're not letting things burn completely out, but keeping those plants alive so you're not starting over.
Or getting too much water on it. Remember, like last August, it was lush, but you were getting plugged lies in the middle of the fairway when you.
And then you'd be back and forth from those. And a lot of that was turning out that the controllers have to be reset almost every day because they don't turn off and turn on as they're supposed to. We turn it up a little and then it runs for an extra half a day. So there's so many issues. It's just really time to start over. The advantages of starting over is that a new system is going to be good for 50 years. Halfway through that process, you're going to wind up changing out the heads and the controllers. Now, that's nowhere near the same price tag as a complete system, but you should be able to do that twice, getting it to 50 years. The HDPE pipe that's in the new design is going to have that sort of longevity. It's sized correctly in the new design so that we can water in a shorter window and not see sprinklers running every morning when you're coming in and that type of thing. One of the biggest things, though, is that as I near retirement in the next few years, is that the key way to get a quality person to want to take this job and do a good job for this golf course is to give them the tools that they need to have to do the job. An irrigation system, many superintendents are going to pass on
if
a
they
job.
Rather be digging holes every day.
If the irrigation system will not let them be successful or has put such a cliff in front of them that they could have a catastrophic failure, which is bad on reputation and all that. So to really keep the longevity and keep the good people wanting this job and wanting to move to Casper for that, an irrigation system. It's going to be very helpful down the road for the longevity of the club.
And your goal would be to get an assistant in place that you can train and hand off to. And
exactly. And even if we don't hand off to that assistant when the board comes looking for somebody to really look to hire that right person, they're going to get qualified candidates. Yeah. We have a new irrigation system. It's in Wyoming. If you're a fly fisherman, if you're like hunting and fishing, there's a lot of people out there that are going to fit that bill and will take the job because they know it has a new irrigation system. It's the first question you ask when you're looking for a job. Me, I already lived here.
You knew what you're getting into.
I knew what I was getting into. But so there we go. That's let's just leave that for now. That's why it's bad and advantages to having a new system. Putting it in the ground. We have sort of I don't know if it's a windfall really, but there's a contractor for one of the best companies in the United States in golf course construction, Landscapes Unlimited, Tom Works. He's from Casper. His parents live here. He likes being the hometown guy and really helping out Casper. So in terms of his the quality of his resume, you're just not going to find another company.
And he's going to want this project to go as well.
He's going to want this project to do as well as it can. He'll
be here probably more than he would be if he didn't have Mom here.
Exactly. Exactly. And with an open book, it gives us every opportunity to save money. Those of you that are contractors, that makes sense completely. Those of you that aren't contractors, that means that we set a price limit not to go above, but everything that we save along the way goes toward the club and not in the contractor's pocket per se.
Right.
It's to his advantage to come in and get it done and get on to the next job, and it saves us money. At the time. Now there's certain fixed costs that the cost of the pipe and the wire and things like that aren't going to change. But Landscapes is a very efficient company, world renowned really in terms of what they do. And if we're going to put something in the ground once in 50 years, you might as well have the best person do it, so you don't have to go back and it's installed correctly and you know everything's right.
For sure.
Another thing about this irrigation system is things I hear is, well, what about remodeling later? We're going to want to rebuild a green. We're going to want to do that. The system that we're putting in is called a decoder system or a 2-wire system. So you don't need to put wires in the ground ahead where you think you might want to do a job. You just tap into the 2 wires. The computer sends out a code, runs the sprinklers. So you pull the sprinklers, rebuild the green, put those sprinklers back with new pipe. There'll be some cost there, but very minimal, cost aside from building the green. And then you just plug the numbers back in, and the computer talks to it just like it was another day.
Sure.
So you can
It's
add
not a static system.
Exactly. You can add and add any place you want. But when you go to remodel something, you're going to pull those heads out.
Right.
You're going to put those heads back because they're not going to be that old. Now everything will match. So it's the flexibility is awesome. With the new system. Let's see here. There's a couple other little things. With an open book, we can find some members, and we may be able to provide housing, which is savings to the club. We may be able to buy pipe. Well, we actually can from WR here in town.
WL Plastics, yeah.
WL Plastics, and the cost of pipe is almost doubled by shipping. Well, it's in town.
Yeah, right in.
So we have a huge advantage, even on looking at prices like that. I've put in 3 irrigation systems in my career, so it's a good time to have somebody that's been down this road.
Yeah, really invaluable to have you on for the project.
The designer and the installation team are all very experienced. You have an opportunity to put it in and do it right and have it last a long time.
No, I think it's been years. I can remember early 2000s people talking about needing a sprinkler system. So it's been
it's
past time.
It's well beyond the end of its lifespan.
Yeah, and this will be a generational improvement, like you said, 50 plus years.
It'll be something that it can stop worrying that the golf course won't be attended to. The better the golf course, the more you can grow membership. It's pretty simple.
It's going to happen. Okay, so if anybody wants to get with you, and I know you're available.
I'm available. Please call me anytime. My phone number is on everybody's email list.
Yeah.
That's my cell. Don't hesitate to call. I love talking about golf stuff anyway. I mean, it's hard to shut me up sometimes.
I always enjoy the talks. Yeah.
But and any questions or worries or concerns or just give me a call.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks, Scott.
Hey, Chris.